Come on. Oh, there it goes. Alright, that is cool. We do have a wall crawler here. Okay, this is like a downwards thrust. Oh, that's aggressive. Okay, that is pretty cool. Let's take it off this jump here. There we go. Oh, that was almost like a trick. Oh, I can't believe I just landed that. That was totally I meant for that to happen, guys. Hello YouTube, Komodo Gaming here, bringing you guys another episode of Scrap Mechanic. Today we are here with our Discord contest. Now this is something I announced last episode of Scrap Mechanic, and what we are doing, we're going to be holding weekly Discord build-offs. I'm going to announce a theme, and then we're going to take in a certain amount of creations and show those creations off in an episode, and then you guys, the viewers, are going to get to vote on which creation was your favorite. And then the winner is going to be announced the next episode, and they're going to get kind of an elite status in the Discord. Now, if you do want to join in on any of the fun, my Discord is linked down in the description. We will be doing these, like I said, weekly with Scrap Mechanic builds. Now, as far as the theme this week, it was, I would say, off-road / dune buggy theme. I kind of left it pretty open for this first Discord contest. So we have 13 great submissions we're going to go over here today. And remember, folks, if you are enjoying Scrap Mechanic, maybe leave this video a thumbs up, and let's jump right into this. Alright, so for every Discord contest, I will be putting in my own little creation. You will not be able to vote on me, though. You're only going to be able to vote on the other creators. I just want to give an example. And this is kind of like an off-road, we'll call this almost like a Jeep. I would say maybe buggy Jeep. But yeah, this is a pretty cool little creation here. It's using a couple mods. You've got some Durf mods and some Lord Pain mods. And we do have the Phyno Work TR wheels here. He's got a fantastic set of wheels on the workshop. But yeah, it's actually got a pretty simple suspension. It's actually hooked in off the side here. You can see the bar comes back. It's got a solid axle. But it does have a free bearing in the middle to kind of give it that rock crawling feel whenever you hit stuff. The whole suspension will shift even more. It's got the same setup pretty much in the back, except for it's got longer suspension parts. You've got the roll cage here, little fuel cell, spare tire. I left the doors off because I like the way Jeeps look with the doors off, so you can hop in here, kind of check out the detailed dash. You've got all the lights here. You can line all these up. There we go. And as far as the way it drives, it actually drives pretty good. So yeah, I really just wanted to build an example for the contest to give you guys an idea of what you're going to see. I've got a lot of buggies. I do have some kind of solid looking, and when I say solid looking vehicles, like standard looking vehicles with off-road packages on them. I've got a couple of those that we're going to show off here today. Now, as far as how I'm going to show these off, I'm going to try to go through them fairly quick. We'll just go off, make sure they function. We'll kind of look at the visual aspects, and we'll look at if any of them have any special features on them. So anyways, up and, oh, they get just high-centered on the logs here. Man, this isn't a very good off-roader if we do this. Alright, let's just go back over to the starting point here. This is a very good little piece of terrain to test out these creations on. So we'll go ahead and we'll start up here, and we'll kind of go down. If we need to hit any jumps with any of the creations, we can do that. But anyways, this is the Komodo buggy / Jeep. This will be on the workshop if you want to download it. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and put this away, and we're going to jump right into the creations here. So I've got all the creations here at the bottom of my lift. Now, we were going to take 15, but we had a couple of people back out, which is no big deal. But I'd already announced that the contest was over. But yeah, we got some really fantastic stuff here. We're going to start off here at the bottom. This is the blue Dune buggy. This is by Memed Moombo Person. So let's go ahead and spawn this and check it out. Alright, first thing I'm noticing, I think this is completely vanilla. And that's a lot of people like vanilla only creations. It's actually got a pretty unique look. I've never seen somebody skew out the suspension sideways like that. It's got quite a few bearings too. Is that because it's... Oh, okay, I get it. Let's go and hop in the seat here. He's got bearings all on the side where the roll cage is, because it kind of gives it that skewed out look, and it kind of pokes out on each side. So I like that. It's got that suspension kind of right in your face. Let's go ahead and drive this one around. I would say this one needs to be turned up a little bit. It is 4-wheel steering. I do like how the back wheels poke out a little more than the front wheels. A lot of times on like sand rails or any types of dune buggies you see that. Let's go ahead. We need some speed out of this. There we go. hop into that. Oh, okay. Maybe that's why we don't need that much speed. If I had any suggestions for this one, probably would be another engine. That way you can change the speed from the front wheels to the back wheels. But I am liking it. I'm liking the angles on the suspension in the front, how he's got the bearings sideways. You might get some brownie points there if people like vanilla-only creations. I do think the middle part is actually fairly unique because those are suspension pieces in the middle, and I guess they're just kind of grinding against each other, and you can see where the actual roll cage itself kind of bounces off. But yeah, pretty awesome. Vanilla, it's got the two controllers in the front. You've got a big metal slab on the bottom, I guess for some support and to keep the weight fairly low. But pretty good fan of it, like the paint job. But yeah, let's go ahead. We are gonna move on to the next one. Alright, as you can see, we're gonna be pretty rapid fire on these creations here. This is the Blue Flame. It's the Dune Flyer. That's got me intrigued. Alright, this one is using some mods, and oh, look at this. Oh, that was an aggressive suspension there. Oh yeah, there is your spider web there. There's a lot of free bearings. Yeah, at one point I was going to try to spawn all the creations at once, and then I realized a lot of these creations, like this one, have a ton of bearings. Looks like he's using double bearing steering on all four wheels. It's got like these little futuristic looking plates on the side. You've got a pretty big motor coming out. It looks like the maybe some Lord Pain parts. I don't remember this part here. That looks like a pretty awesome exhaust. And then you get the exhaust pipes coming out the top. How do we get into this? Do we have to climb up? Okay, I can see the wheel or the seat from there. What's the cockpit look like? That's pretty cool. I like the cage, how it wraps around. He doesn't have a solid floor in this one. It's like all roll cage. So that's pretty neat. And oh boy, there is a lot of buttons there. And oh, look at that. I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know there was a part that did that. Okay, so the engine actually moves. Alright, I'm liking that. I'm liking the four-wheel steering. The suspension's got a lot of movement on it. That's fairly nice to see. You've got like the wishbone suspension, front and back. It kind of hits some of these. Oh yeah, it gets up these fairly nice. The engine-wise, it could be hooked up. I'm assuming it's a four-wheel drive. I don't know if there's different speeds. He's got the little engine blocks in there, and he's got 3 of them set up, so I don't know what the actual speeds are. Let's go ahead and start hitting some buttons here because this one is loaded with them. So, 1. Oh, what the heck? Oh, these are suspension adjustments. Look at that. Alright, that is actually neat. So you've seen that front suspension bar there? I guess it gives it different handling characteristics. Same with the backs, so you can raise it up a bit. So what if we were to hit the front too with this? Alright, so you got a little bit of ride height on it. Lights are 5. Okay, that is a thruster. I might have my particles off. So 6 is a thruster for speed. Okay, got that. 7. Hey, it's got blinkers on it. It has blinkers. So if we turn this one right blinker, or turn them both on, you got your emergencies. Okay, and uh-oh. Okay, that just aimed those up. Let's hit 6. Okay, this is like a downwards thrust. Oh, that's aggressive. Okay, that is pretty cool. So you can readjust it there. Nice. It's got some speed. Yeah, that is a pretty cool little buggy. I like the look of it, and I like the functionality of this buggy here. But anyways, that is a tree. I think we are ready to go ahead, move on to the next one. Go ahead and give you guys one last look of this one. Remember to vote down below on your favorite one. Alright, for our next one, we have a Dune Buggy by Zombie1919NL. This actually looks pretty awesome. Okay, this one's actually got a body on it. Ooh, very nice. Hold on, let's go ahead and look at the spider web. Got quite a few free bearings here. Looks like we got a wishbone suspension. It's actually kind of hidden in the body itself, so he's done a really good job using the panels here. You got some lights, got a pretty nice looking roll cage on it. You once again have the Lord Pain engine back here. Pretty detailed engine. I'm actually really impressed with what you guys have done with some of these engines and just the way you've laid them out. That's awesome. You got exhaust back here. There's your brake lights. Alright, I'm digging it. Let's go ahead, hop in. It's using the race seat. Let's see if we can get a view of the cockpit. The race seat, naturally, for some reason, it's way down low, so it's kind of hard to see the cockpit, but there we go. See, he's got a couple gauges, got a little shifter beside him. Alright, let's go ahead, test this thing out. Suspension's acting really, really good. Let's go ahead and turn down here. It's got a nice ride to it. It is just front wheel steering. It's not using the back wheels. But it does have that wishbone suspension on all corners. So I'm really digging that. Let's go ahead and check some buttons here. One is an actual button set to thrusters, so you can get a bit of a speed boost. I do think this thing would do a good job at jumping. There we go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's quite a bit of weight in this. You can feel it, and which is good when you have the weight down low on buggies like this. Keeps you from floating all over the place. 2 is a horn. 3 is the lights. 4 is the extra lights. Cool. Feel like we need to hit a little bit of terrain with this. Let's go ahead. Whoop! Oh, that gets a lot of air. That's nice. I really like that, actually. Definitely digging the way this one looks. I like the functionality on it. It's got a very nice paint job on it. I do like the purple and black. But yeah, I think we are about ready to move on to the next one. Alright, so the next one's by my boy Phyno Work TR. This is the Phyno DUNE Buggy. Let's go ahead and pop this bad boy out. Oh, that was aggressive. Hold on, let's watch that again. Ready? Off the lift and boom. It just pops into place. Alright, I'm digging the way this looks. Let's see. Something is making a racket back here. Oh, I guess it's supposed to be the engine. This thing looks like it's almost out of all vanilla except for his wheels. I don't see any other parts that don't look like they're vanilla. It's got something going on suspension-wise. You can see the 3 pieces there. They're bunched up. You got the suspension right here, or you got the way the wheels kind of cambered in. It looks like a bit. Let's see, the same way in the back. Yeah, you've got the 3 suspension pieces back there. Okay, pretty cool. It's running. Let's go and hop into it. Let's go 1 key. Ah, that's what those controllers are there for, so it squats it down, gives it a lot of camber. That's actually kind of cool. 2 key is front lights, 3 keys top lights, 4 key, what the heck is that? Does that make it look like the engine's running? Okay, that's cool actually. Alright, let's go ahead and take off, see how this thing handles. Oh yeah. Oh, it's doing pretty good. Bump-wise, the 3 suspension pieces, they're handling it just fine. You know, you don't always have to have wishbone suspension on everything. You know, it's really good and it looks awesome, but sometimes just having something similar to this setup-wise is not bad at all. Let's go into the other mode real quick and see how it drives in that mode. I would assume this thing... Oh, this is low to the ground. Oh, it's not bad. It seems to actually... Oh! It's almost like it responds a lot more. It turns quicker in that mode. Let's go and set it back down. Go. Let's go back into the mode real quick. Let me just go ahead and test that one more time. Yeah, it turns a lot better in the cambered in mode here. So let's go ahead and take this one corner over here. And let's just throw it in. I kind of knew that was going to flip over, but alright, we are ready to go ahead and move on to the next one. Alright, so this one's by Gloomy Master AMM. This is a DUNE buggy. This thing has a lot of colors. It says he was a little too lazy to get mods, but so this is like an all vanilla build. Oh, that is aggressive. All right, let's see. That is a stiff suspension. Let's go ahead and try this one out here. All right. Ah, there we go. 4-wheel steering. Oh, that thing turns on a dime. Look at that. Hold on. Let's just do circles here. I would say this is definitely probably the most colorful buggy that we have. There's a lot of color to this. It's got a spoiler on the back. I like how people have kind of gone with the aggressive, like, wider back wheels, skinnier front wheels. That's pretty cool. So you got that. This thing turns so fast. That's actually quite awesome. It feels pretty light. He is using, looks like concrete. He's got some piping underneath it. He's got kind of a unique looking roll cage. He's got a really, we'll call it a long nose. And oh, what's that? Hold on. Okay, so we got lights here. What is that doing? That's moving those pipes, but is it moving it for a reason? Hold on. Let's look at the description again here. Now, I was too lazy to get mods and fix problems like the front being too long, but still works well. So, yeah, I don't really know what that does. I mean, there's a button that moves some pipes. Not really sure. As far as handling, it does turn nice. Maybe a bit too nice. Jumping wise, probably needs to soften up the suspension just a bit. But I'd say not bad. But anyways, I think we are gonna go ahead and move on to the next build. Alright, so the next buggy is by Doodle. Well, it's a buggy and it's for the challenge, so the one key's for lights apparently. I actually kind of like this. Hold on, let's put this down. This is gonna be another one of those creations that I think snaps when you put it down. So, yep, there it goes. Ooh, that is tall. That's a lot bigger than it looks like on the picture. Okay, that is double. Okay, you got the wishbone suspension. Very nice. Same way on the. Actually, the back looks like more of a standard suspension. You got that. Really tall. I like the how big this thing is. I have a feeling this thing's gonna drive really well. Oh, so it's a solid axle in the back. Okay, so you've got that, but you got the wishbone in the front. Looks like he's using a lot of vanilla parts except for the wheels themselves. The wheels look like they are, I think they're part of one of the Durf packs. Alright, so let's give this thing a little drive here. This thing is super stable. I must say I'm actually quite impressed here. Alright, let's go ahead and take the corner. Nice. Pretty good. It is a little, we'll call it tight. It turns, but you kind of have to shimmy and get on and off the gas to get it to turn right. I do like the whole fact that it seems like it can pretty much go over anything. Let's go ahead and we're gonna launch it off the side of the cliff here. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was actually really satisfying. He's got a lot of movement in that back suspension. I really like the way that works. I must say from a handling standpoint, this is one of the better ones here, definitely. Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think we are going to go ahead and we are ready to move on to the next buggy creation. Alright, we are ready for the next entry in the contest. This is by Kirby. This is a cool Dune buggy built for Komodo Gaming's build-off. 1 is downforce, 2 is lights, 3 is little jump. Can climb walls and rocks if you want it to. Well, you know we have to test that. And, oh, this thing is... Actually, I really like that. I like the actual body around it and the roll cage. The suspension goes out really far. Let's go ahead and see this thing hit the ground. Oh. Okay, it's a little bit stiff. Let's see how this is working. So it's almost like a wishbone suspension. He's got free bearings connected at all corners. Okay, a little bit cambered out on the wheels. You've got, there's some sensors and stuff in the back. I want to see how this thing works. Okay. Oh, okay, so it immediately activates the thrusters as soon as you take off. So let's go ahead and find a area to take off here. There we go. Let's go ahead and try running over some things here. Nice, nice. Oh, this thing floats. That's actually quite impressive. I like this. Yeah, it's a really, really floaty feeling. So as soon as you like hop over stuff, it just kind of carries itself over that. Alright, let's go ahead. We're gonna hit the 1 key here. This is the downwards thrusters, so this is pinning the car into the ground. What does 2 key do? 2 keys are lights. 3 key is the little jump. Let's get some logic on there, almost like a timer, so it only does these little bunny hops. That's actually quite clever. Let's turn on the downwards thrust. We're gonna test this thing out. He says it can go up walls, so we're gonna test that. Come on, come on. Oh, there it goes. Alright, that is cool. We do have a wall crawler here. I'm assuming we could probably scale any of those little mountains over there. Let's go ahead and turn around. There we go. Oh! I like that. That is a pretty awesome creation. That one is by Kirby. It's got a very nice look. Spoiler. I like the colors too. So, anyways, I think we are ready to move on to the next one. Okay, so the next buggy is by Edvin. This is just a buggy thing. I actually kind of like the way this looks. This is busy. This is like a whole bunch of cage here. Hold on. Oh, you see that? All right, let's look at the spider web real quick. Oh my. Oh my. What is going on here? There is a lot of free bearings in this thing. The back suspension appears to be on 2 big arms that come out. There's like a suspension piece tucked up in there. Solid axle. Alright, and the front is like a wishbone style suspension. It's all the way shifted over. That is aggressive, and I have to say, that's pretty impressive. That actually rhymed. All right, let's go ahead and hop into here. Let's check out the cockpit. Nice, I like this. It's got the little steering wheel that actually steers with the front wheels. Ooh, okay, let's go ahead and test this thing out. I have a feeling this thing's gonna handle really good. I like this. This is a nice ride. Let's go hit some bumps here. See how this thing truly handles it. There we go. From a suspension standpoint and just watching it, this is probably one of the most impressive ones to sit here and just stare at. Especially watching that back move around the way it is. Let's go ahead, let's hit some of these jumps here. Check that out. That is cool. It's even got these little pipe pieces that stop the axle. If you kind of look, there are the two pieces here on the end, and the axle looks like it'll bounce into it to keep it from going too far up. Let's watch the front real quick. I love the way this thing moves. It cuts really nice. It's got a pretty detailed engine there in the back using the Lord Payne engine parts. Really takes the jumps quite nice. Oh, it bottomed out there for a second. All right, we are gonna pull this thing around and we are about ready to check out the next one. This one is by Edvin. Really awesome creation. I even like the cage design around it. It's really complex, but anyways, we are ready to move on to the next creation. All right, we have another creation here. This is by Alpha Wolfie Wyatt. This is a Dune buggy. Is this gonna pop? Pop! There we go. That back spoiler pop. This is like a mini Dune buggy. I kind of dig this. It's like a little mini Dune buggy. Had like a small course or something. And oh, that is aggressive. Oh boy, that's an electric motor. That's gonna stop in an instant. So if I hit stop. Oh, that's the one downside to the electric motors. They will lock up the bearings as soon as you let off the gas. They're really good for climbing though. Which a lot of Dune buggies, of course, do. It's got four-wheel steering. It's pretty narrow in the wheelbase. Everything's kind of really short, so it does turn on an instant. Seems like it's leaning to the back a bit. It's a cool little mini buggy. Like I kind of want to set up like a little course with some mini jumps, and this could be like a multiplayer Monday style car. As far as I'm pretty sure you could spawn as many of these as you want, and it would work just fine. Let's go and turn here. Gonna take it down the little mini hill, catch some speed. It's almost like a little cute buggy. The roll cage itself, this kind of looks like one of, oh, that would have hurt. That would have been a head smasher. It almost feels like one of those little cars you buy when you're a kid. I used to have a little four-wheeler, electric one. It has like, or I think there was even a Dune buggy. You have the cage there, but the child's head still pokes out the top. It's not meant to actually protect yourself from flipping over. It's just kind of there for visual purposes. It's kind of what this reminds me of, because that roll cage, I would get my head smashed in really quick on that. But anyways, that's a pretty cool little thing by, oh, just flipped it again. Oh, it did a little stoppy there. Yeah, that was by Alpha Wolfie Wyatt, if you want to vote on that. That is down in the description. Pretty cool little Dune buggy. Alright, so for our next creation, this is by Skull Crusher Creative. I must say, body-wise, this thing looks fantastic. This is almost reminds me a little bit of like a classic buggy. Let's go and spawn this out real quick. That is cool. That does remind me a little bit of mine. I like the really tall suspension there. Nothing too complex going on suspension-wise. He does have like a free bearing hooked onto the side there, maybe to camber out the wheels and give them a little bit more movement. And there's actually some free bearings up by the suspension itself, so I'm assuming this thing's going to move a lot when we drive it around. You can see the engine back there. Let's go and get on a lift. This is a tall vehicle. Can we hit this? Does that do anything? Oh, that actually uncovers the engine. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so we got that. Oh, I should have put those type of doors on mine. I like those doors. Let's hop into here. Still got 2 seats. 1 key is going to close the door, 2 keys lights, 3 keys lights. Let's see how this thing works. There we go. Might be increasing the speed a bit here. Hold on. I feel like this thing's got potential, so let's go ahead and open up that engine compartment again. There we go. Give this thing a little bit more speed. Oh yeah, the suspension does have quite a bit of movement. It's that solid axle. You can see it kind of shifting side to side. It's a little bouncy. But oh yeah, that back's got a whole lot of movement. I actually like that. Probably should close that cover. Can I close that from in here? I don't think I can. Body-wise, visual-wise, this thing is one of the more realistic looking ones. Like I said, I am really digging the body. I like the roll cage on top. How he's actually got those little mini lights mounted into those pipe pieces. I probably should have used something like that. I must say this is actually quite nice. I like it. Color-wise, looks great. Visual-wise, looks great. Handles good. Suspension seems like it works really good. But yeah, if you want to vote on that one, that is Skull Crusher Creative. He is a really active member on our Discord. But yeah, I think we are ready to move on to the next creation. Alright, we are ready for our next creation here. This is by Lawson 946. This is for the Komodo build challenge. He didn't really know what to do, so he went with something basic. I wouldn't say basic. He does look like he has a racing seat in there, and he has these spiked wheels. Those are Lord Payne's spiked wheels. They're the default Scrap Mechanic ones, and oh, that was pretty cool. So yeah, they are the default Scrap Mechanic. Well, I call them the default. The ones made by the developer, the mod. And he's resized them. Let's see. How does this thing work? Okay, get up in it. Okay, I was afraid the roll cage wasn't going to work because it was kind of too short. But no, he looks fine in there. So the 1 key is the controller hatch, 2 keys the lights, 3 key is the engine hatch. So it's got 4 engines, so I'm assuming 4 individual speeds for the tires. It's nice to have that adjustability in there. Not bad. Seems like it's getting along pretty good. A little bouncy. It's actually kind of fast. That's kind of cool to see. Let's see. It corners actually really well. I kind of like this. Pretty simplistic design-wise, but functionality-wise, it's got a nice handling characteristics to it. It's really predictable, and I haven't gotten it to flip yet, so that's actually a miracle too. So, up. I almost jinxed myself. Let's take it off this jump here. There we go. Oh, that was almost like a trick. Oh, I can't believe I just landed that. That was totally meant for that to happen, guys. For sure. But yeah, not a bad little creation here. Let's go and hit one more little jump. And oh, I kind of bounced off everything. Still have yet to get it to flip. Hasn't flipped yet. Hasn't flipped yet. Hasn't flipped. Come on. Come on. Nope, I got it to flip. I finally did. That's not too bad, actually. I like the handling of it. Body-wise, it's kind of got a really tight little cage on it, but definitely from a handling standpoint, that's not a bad creation. So, anyways, I think we are ready to move on to the next one. Alright, I've got 2 more creations here in the Discord contest. We have this DUNE Buggy by Block Stacker. Let's go ahead and pull this thing out. This is wild looking. Okay, what's going on here? Hey, he's actually got like is that a wishbone suspension on here? Alright, this looks like a completely vanilla creation. You got the motors mounted in there. It's got a little horn right there. It's got some camber going in there. Whoa, hold on. Is this uneven? Something looks weird. Is this supposed to... Hold on, let's read the description real quick. It says it's self-explanatory. There's something, it looks like that left side pokes out further than the right side. Yeah, it definitely pokes out further than the right side. Let's go ahead and drive it around here. I mean, it actually, suspension-wise, it works. I mean, it actually is doing a relatively good job. So, oh, that was not going to work with the small tires. Let's go ahead and get over this real quick. The suspension, like I said, it's moving around a lot. It's got, it seems like the right ideas there as far as the way it's set up. I don't really understand why one side's a little longer than the other. There could be a method to the madness. Maybe this thing turns better, maybe going right or something, so... Seems to drift to the right a bit. Let's go ahead and try turning. It cuts really nice. Let's try turning to the left here. Yeah, it seems like it's suffering a little bit turning to the left. I have a feeling it's something to do with the back there. And while it's all kind of shifted over. But as far as the way the suspension is actually set up, it's got a kind of a cool concept here. It's got these little pieces that are stopping the bone or the wishbone itself from moving over to the side. It does give it a little bit of movement, but as you can see when we drive around here, it'll hit against it whenever we get going a lot, and you'll see the suspension really start to compress. So say when we start going into turns, it'll bounce against it, and it prevents it from completely flipping over. I don't think I've ever seen that done before, suspension-wise, but other than that, it is pretty much a vanilla creation here. It's got a horn, and you got a radio for the tunes. But anyways, I think we're ready to move on to the last one. Alright, it has been a great competition so far. There's a lot of really good entries, and we have one last entry to go. This is the buggy by Old Hero Brian. Let's go ahead, pop it out. Oh, that was another popper. Hold on, let's do that again. Ready? Pop it out. That's impressive. I love when creations do that. So, okay, I'm getting what he's got going on here. You got front wheel steering, you've got the suspension pokes out. It's on a kind of a controller setup here. Pokes forward, same with the back. Is the back on a longer suspension? No, it isn't. Thought maybe it was a longer suspension piece. There's some logic in here. I'm trying to figure out, what are these, what are those are those thrusters? You got these little sensors here, and it's hooked into something. Oh, let's see how this thing works. I'm curious now, what's going on? So when you drive, oh, I want to see, there's something in here correcting this. I think when those suspension, or when the sensors hit the ground, it's trying to push it back over. Hold on. Look at the top of his head. It's got it poking out the top there. I liked it. That's a kind of a cool concept with the, I didn't think of maybe putting suspension or sensor pieces on a car. Normally you see that on a lot of hovercraft, like big boats and stuff like that. The suspension will start to tip over, hit the ground, activate some thrusters, and tip it back. And oh, you can tell it's trying to do it. I'm not 100% sure if it's strong enough though. Let's go ahead and put it back up here. As far as the way it drives, it actually drives relatively good. It does seem like it's a bit on the top-heavy side, so it kind of wants to tip over. Now let's go ahead and let's watch this thing turn. It's got like the bearings are actually mounted above the suspension as far as the turning, so that's kind of a different way to do it. It's always cool to kind of see other people's ideas and how they take different challenges as far as suspension, car design, the way they distribute the weight, the little features. And this is just this unique way that he does it, but not bad. Body-wise, I like the color. I don't know if this is his colors or if everybody's kind of choosing some black and reds to get some extra brownie points from me. Honestly, I am not choosing the winner here. This is going to be up completely to you guys, the viewers, but not a bad little creation. That is by Old Hero Brian. So if you want to vote on that, that's down below. But anyways, that was the last creation. I did mean to take 15 creations, but we had, like I said, we had somebody back out, and I'd already ended the competition, so I was like, I didn't want to reopen it. But yeah, thanks to everybody who submitted creations here today. Don't forget, you guys, the viewers, have the job of voting for the winner. We will announce the winner on the next episode. We will announce the next theme in the Discord, so if you want to join that and be ready to go, because we will only take a certain amount of creations as far as the competition goes, because I can't obviously make a 2-hour video trying to cover everybody, and this filled up relatively quick in probably about 2 days, so definitely, like I said, I want to thank all the creators here. But yeah, hopefully they're going to be going for the Elite Builder badge in the Discord, and we'll probably be doing some other little prizes for the winners. But yeah, hope you guys have a great day here in Scrap Mechanic. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you!